In this week's video, we're going to be finishing up this Zippo still life painting that we started 2 weeks ago. And I do hope that all of you guys had a great Christmas, and I'd like to wish all of you and your families a very happy new year for 2025. So here's my completed painting. It's just a little study on painting something highly reflective like stainless steel or chrome. And the first thing that we're going to do here is paint in this really dark thin line along the left side of this lighter. And now there's many ways to go about doing this, but as I was looking at my reference photo that I took, I noticed that this line was sharp on both sides, the left and the right. I masked off the right side with a piece of vinyl tape. This is made by 3M, and then for the left side, I'm just using a straight edge from a freehand shield. I want this line to essentially be pure black, but you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just applying this paint slowly in layers. If I apply too much paint too quickly, it could easily run underneath the shield and just make a mess. So what I like to do is just go slowly and just using some of the air from the airbrush just to dry some of that paint. Once the layer is dry, I can come back with my freehand shield to glaze another thin layer on top. And then you can see here when I remove that vinyl tape, we get a very thin line. I didn't mask off the right side, so I got some overspray there. No big deal, it's a light amount of paint, so I could just erase it right out, clean it all up. For the top left corner here, I'm going to use that stencil that I showed last week that I just cut out from a print and line it up along the edge here. And then I'll spray a very small amount of black paint up there just to get some of that dark reflection in place. It's a very subtle dark reflection in there, so a light amount of paint is key. And I also want to just dust on some paint to the left so the lighter just kind of fades into that white background. Before I continue painting in the lower part of this lighter, I'm just going to come back up to the top here and just rework some areas. I'll clean up some overspray and remove some paint in the center here just to pull out this bright highlight. Off to the right side, there's a bit of a dark shadow, so I could use a shield, but I'm just going to draw this in with a black colored pencil. And just remember that for anything to look very bright, shiny, or reflective in a painting, you need to have dark values surrounding those light areas. For example, there's a very small specular highlight up here, and I'm just going to pull it out with an X-Acto blade. And the reason that this little reflection looks so bright is just because there's so many dark values surrounding it, almost pure black just above. And that's always going to be one of the most important things to pulling off that highly reflective look in painting. Just really high contrast of almost pure black right next to some very bright highlights. And you'll notice in this one that there's going to be a lot of transitions where it shifts from a dark value right over to a light value with very little blending in between. From here, we're going to have to paint in this really dark band along the bottom of this Zippo. And this dark horizontal band is going to connect with the vertical one that we just painted in. At that transition point, there's a curve with a very sharp edge along the bottom. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just using a freehand shield, lining it up, spraying in a small amount of black paint. And then I'll take another piece of vinyl tape and line it up with the lower part of this dark value. I'll use a piece of blue painter's tape just below it just to mask off that white paper. And now for the top part of this dark value, it's not a perfectly straight line. It kind of curves up on the left side and on the right. And so it's just a bit concave in the middle. So I'm using a freehand shield here that has a curve in it and just spraying some of that paint down. And you can see that I'm not spraying the whole thing. I just want to spray a small part just where my shield lines up with that drawing underneath. And then for another part of this line, I could use a different part of that shield, line it up with the paint that I just added in, and then just continue it along. And of course, by no means is this the only way to go about doing this. I like using freehand shields. I feel like it just gives me a bit more control than masking everything off. But of course, for this dark value, you could use a stencil that you cut out yourself, or you can mask off the top and the bottom using either something like Frisket film or that blue painter's tape. And so it doesn't really matter for me which technique I use to paint this in, but what is very important is that the edges, the top and the bottom, are very sharp. And because I'm using an airbrush for this, which naturally gives you a soft line, I want to use some sort of tool like a freehand shield or some tape to mask off those edges so that I get a razor sharp line. Just below this, there's going to be a few things going on here. Some bands of some highlights, some bands of some darker reflections, and also a cast shadow just underneath the lighter. I want to get in this curve along the right side, so I'll line up a freehand shield, spray a bit of paint there, and I don't even need to mask off the top because this area is going to be darker later on anyway. If you look at my completed painting on the left side of the screen, this area that I'm circling here, at the bottom of the lighter, there's a very thin band of reflected light. And just above that is a dark horizontal reflection. So what I'm doing here is using a straight edge from a freehand shield and lining it up on that transition point. And then just very, very lightly, I'm spraying some paint in here, just pulling back the slightest amount on that airbrush trigger, just so that I don't flood this with paint. If I need to go darker, I can always spray more paint. And you can see when I remove the freehand shield that I didn't spray in the entire bottom of this lighter, just this thin line, which is going to be a reference point for me. I know that just underneath this line is going to be a very thin highlight, which I'll pull out later with an X-Acto blade, and just below that is going to be the cast shadow, and that's just going to be the shadow being cast from the lighter itself. So let's start painting that in. I'm lining up my stencil here with that black line that I just painted in, and then I'm just dusting some of this black paint below it. I want this shadow to be a bit darker on the top and then get softer as it moves out. That stencil was just a bit flimsy, so I'm going to go back over to a freehand shield here. This is with that straight edge. Same thing, just line it up, spray some paint below it. Because I am using black paint here, I have to be very, very careful with that airbrush trigger. It's just so easy to accidentally spray too much and go too dark too quickly. So I'm always thinking about the distance that my airbrush is from the surface, and I'm really paying attention to my trigger control. Some of that overspray extended a bit too far out to the right, so I'll just clean that up with the eraser. And then I'll come in with an X-Acto blade and start pulling out this very thin highlight along the bottom of the lighter, just that thin band of reflected light. Now, if you're not that comfortable drawing freehand, you could always use a ruler for this. You could just line it up with the top and scratch out this line. I'm just going to do it freehand because I will be glazing some paint over the top later on just to darken this up. Once I get that thin line scratched out, I'm going to line up my freehand shield along the bottom. Now I'm going to spray some paint just below this, and this is going to do two things. It's going to darken up some of the cast shadow underneath, and it's also going to help sharpen up the lower part of that line that I scratched out freehand. And now for this dark reflection just above this highlight, I'm going to use a black colored pencil to draw this in. This way I can just help to clean up the edges along that scratched out highlight and just sharpen them up. And if you'd like, you could of course use the airbrush to do this, just line up a shield, spray some paint up. But because it's such a thin line, a black colored pencil is just much easier for me, so that's what I'm doing here. Once I get this sharp line drawn in, I'm going to go back to a freehand shield, line it up with the top, and then just spray some of this black paint below it. That'll just give me some darker values at the bottom and a bit of separation for this lighter thin band right in the middle. And so now everything's in place here, so I'll just glaze some paint over the top and then just start working my way over to the right side. For this little corner here, the edge of the Zippo, I'm going back to my stencil, just lining that up, spraying some paint up above and to the right. And over on the right side here, we have another dark line that goes straight up. So I'm just going to use some blue painter's tape, line it up with the left side. And then one thing I could do is just lift up the left side of the tape. That kind of creates a dam and prevents any of the overspray getting to the left. And then I'm just using a freehand shield to mask off the right side, spraying some paint in here, just kind of directing my airbrush to the left. That way that piece of painter's tape will just help prevent that overspray getting too far into the painting. And so now at this point, we have those darker values, those dark contours painted in. And what I want to do from here is paint in this very soft dark shadow along the lower right-hand side. I started by painting some of it in freehand, but I noticed the right side of it is a bit sharper. So I switched over to a shield to line up along that right side to spray some paint in. And you can see what I get when I lift that shield up. The right side of this small shadow is very sharp, and then the left side is a bit softer. I'll just continue working my way straight up, paying attention to where I see this dark value, and just painting it in with a combination of shields, freehand, and then of course some erasing to pull out that thin highlight to the right. Now, if you look at my painting on the right side, you may have noticed that the center of this lighter itself is way too light. There's no paint, there's no value in here yet. So what I'm doing here is using that stencil and lining it up with the outer edges. And then I'm just dusting on the thinnest, lightest value of this black paint into the center of this Zippo. And you can see once I lift it up, I get a thin value of this black paint across the whole surface. In order to get an even value like this, it's very important to keep some distance. I had my airbrush about 6-7 inches back from the surface. And as I sprayed the paint, I just pulled back the slightest amount on the trigger, just constantly moving the airbrush just to get an even value in there. And then once that's in, I'm just coming back in with the eraser and just doing some cleaning up, just working into some of the highlights again, lifting up some paint to brighten them up. So from here, what I want to do is paint in the cast shadow off to the right of the Zippo. I'm using that stencil to mask off my painting and then just spraying a small amount of paint over to the right. This cast shadow also has some sharper edges along the outside, so I'm using a piece of paper here just as a straight edge, lining it up with the edges, and then just spraying a small amount of paint in there. And then I'll just spray in the rest of this freehand. Now, trigger control is going to be very important here. It's just like what I talked about before. You always have to think about the distance from your airbrush to the surface and do the best you can to spray the lightest amount of paint. You can always go darker later. Just spray a small amount of paint, see what it looks like, and decide if you need to go darker. For the edges here, some parts of it were a bit too dark, so I'm going to soften them up using a drawing technique, just erasing out a small amount of paint along the edges. This way that paint just fades out very softly along those edges. I could of course use a lighter opaque paint like a white to lighten up these edges, but an eraser is just a bit easier for me. For the top part of this lighter, I'm using a straight edge from a piece of paper, just lining up the edges and spraying some paint in here. This is just essentially a reference point. I am going to be painting this in later, but I do want this reference point in now just to see what that transition is going to look like between this cast shadow that we just painted in and the top part of this lighter. Before moving along to the right side of the painting, I'm just going to come into the left one more time and rework some of these highlights. If you look at my completed painting on the left side of the screen, you'll notice that there are some very thin bands of highlights along the edges in the center here. So nice and simple, just coming in with my eraser and erasing them out. The corners of this lighter are also catching some light, so I'm coming in with a larger, softer eraser, and again, just starting in the brightest area along the right side, using more pressure to pull out more paint, and then as I work my way into the left, into the darker part, I use less pressure on the eraser. So let's move along to the top, and what I'm doing here is using that stencil from the piece of paper and just spraying a small amount of paint in there. And then for this hinge, I'm just using a shield that has a curve in it, spraying some paint down. And you can see what that does. It just adds some paint along the edges or the boundaries so that once I have these in, I can fill in the rest freehand, dust in some paint, and then start working into it. I'll mark off the edges along the right side and then fill in that dark shadow just so we get some separation in here. And now for this small rivet in the center, it's exactly like the one that we did in the first part of this tutorial. I used a small circle shield just to spray some paint in there, and then what I'm going to do is come around with an eraser to pull out the highlights. And for this thin, very bright line, I'll use an X-Acto blade to scratch that out and then go right back over to the ink eraser to just pull out some of the highlights within this rivet. For some of the smaller, darker shadows, I'll first draw them in with a black colored pencil and then glaze a small amount of paint over the top. This way it just kind of softens them up. For this cam itself, it's going to be pretty dark, so I want to glaze some paint on using that stencil, just masking off the background, spraying some paint down below it. Then I'll come in with the eraser using an ink eraser here along the lower right hand side where it's really catching some light and start pulling out some paint. I'll use some more pressure at the bottom and then just work into the cam itself here, just with a light amount of pressure, just kind of scuffing up the paint. That just adds some very subtle texture in there. If it gets too light, it's no big deal. Just a quick glaze of paint over the top, and that's going to push everything back. For the top part of this case, my stencil was kind of falling apart, so I'm just going to use some blue painter's tape here, line it up with the right side, and then use my freehand shield along the top just to spray in those really dark outlines and contours. Along the left side, I'll line up a freehand shield, just start spraying some paint down. In this area, there's a bit of a highlight along the lower left-hand side, so I don't want to spray too much paint. I'll line up my stencil, spray some paint over the top here just to get some darker values, and then I'll just go back to some blue painter's tape and mask off the top and the right side. And you can see that the top part of this case along the right side here is really dark in some areas. It's almost pure black. So as I'm spraying this paint in, I'm always aware of that, but I just want to go slowly, build it up layer by layer. I'll erase out some of those thin highlights along the left and right side, and then I'll come in at the bottom with a freehand shield that has a curve on it, spray some paint up. I'll line up my stencil along the lower left-hand side and just spray a small amount of paint in there. That way, it just helps to shape the edge of this case and add some value along the left side within that shadow. Now for these highlights, the dark values that we just added in are really going to help to make these look bright. So what I'm doing is coming in with a soft eraser and just working into this large highlight along the left side. I'm using a fair amount of pressure on this, pulling out pretty much all of the paint. And now that helps to make this highlight look bright, but to really brighten it up, we're going to need those darker values surrounding it. So I'll work again along the lower part, spraying in some black paint just to help darken it up. And then I'll work into the top part of this case itself, really adding some more paint in there. Just slowly building up layer after layer until I get to that final dark value that I'm looking for. I want to paint in this cast shadow just underneath the top part of this casing. So what I'm doing here is using a freehand shield and just lining it up with my pencil drawing. This value is going to need to be very dark at the bottom and then fade out into a gradient. My hand is kind of blocking the camera here, so I do apologize for that, but you can see what I'm doing here, just lining up a few different freehand shields and just spraying in some paint here. I'm focusing more of that paint on top where the shield is, that way that value is darker, and then spraying less, allowing the overspray just to dust on below it so we get that transition. Once those are painted in, I'll use the shield just above it to help sharpen up that line, and then I'll use the airbrush freehand. Just dust some paint over this whole area to help darken it up and soften the edges. There's another thin highlight in here, so I will use that ink eraser and draw it in, and of course I'm paying attention to my reference. That's always going to be my guide. I'm just paying attention to what I see. And then with my eraser, I'll just make one more pass over some of these areas to help lighten them up and add some texture in there. And then once that's done, I'm coming in with the airbrush freehand and really spraying in those darker values. Everything is in place right now, so I can add that black paint to build up to that final dark value that I'm going for. And that's pretty much it for this one. From here, I'm just going to come around a few more times, make a few more passes with the eraser and the airbrush, just clean up a few things. While I'm doing this, I'll lighten up some of those specular highlights and maybe just add some texture in some areas that I feel is needed. So that's it for this one. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's a simple little painting, not difficult to do at all, but it does involve a fair amount of masking just because there's so many sharp lines and transitions of value. But if you are interested in painting something like this, I recommend giving it a shot. It's a great little study or a practice piece in painting something highly reflective like metal. Before I go, like always, I just want to say thank you so much to the channel members who really help keep this channel going. I'd like to welcome the newest members. That's Steven, Alex, Wendell, and Calvin. Thank you guys all so much for joining and welcome. And I'd also like to thank you, Mavster in Washington, for the generous super thanks this past week. So thank you guys. So that's it for this one. I will see all of you back here next Friday. Take care, everyone, and have a very happy new year.